If I had to prescribe one thing to fellow recovering perfectionists, overdoers, overachievers, it would be to follow comfort. It seems to me that perfectionist tendencies are, they're a form of self-brutalization. They're a form of white supremacy, internalized oppression, but they're brutal. They're harsh, they're extractive. I was talking to somebody today and kind of imagine like this like desiccated mummy, just like, oh, just keep giving and giving and never replenishing. Right? They're stuck in this kind of like the doing parts of a cycle without ever taking time to let go and restore and nourish to be able to re-energize and go again. And so I think at the heart of it, the antidote, the medicine, because it's not that doing is wrong, but if that's the only thing that you can do, it becomes a problem. It's not a problem in and of itself, but although clearly white supremacy is, but yeah, doing and wanting to offer something into the world isn't. But if that's the only thing we do, then this is the problem. It becomes extractive. It's not sustainable, and whether that's in our own bodies or other bodies, including the body of the earth. And so there's something for me that's really powerful about following comfort. And in these really, really little ways. Okay, Adrienne Marie Brown talks about like pleasure activism. And sometimes I find pleasure just too much of a reach. Right? But I can find like moments of like little bits of comfort. I was in a therapy session myself a few weeks ago, and I noticed myself starting to feel uncomfortable in the way that I was sitting. And there is a part of me that will just tolerate the discomfort and just be like, oh, I'm sat here. I just like I can't ask for anything. I just have to be like this. And funny enough, it then came up with my husband going out for lunch just a few days later. We were sat in the chair that I was in wasn't particularly comfortable, and my husband had offered me a cushion. I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, hang a minute, no, I'm not fine. I would like a cushion. So I got a cushion and saying to my therapist, I was like, oh, hang on, I need to move. Could I have a cushion, please? Can we turn the air conditioning down? Right? These like really small ways that I choose to make my comfort important. And that's not my comfort at the expense of everyone else. But the thing that I track is that if I am not comfortable in my body, I numb out and I disassociate. And therefore, I can't feel myself. I can't feel the impact that I'm having on others. Don't make the choices I would like to make from that place. So feeling comfortable for me is not a selfish act. It's actually a way that I can be of better service to the world. And so I'm really going to invite you to be in this practice of how might you resource yourself in those moments that you can to bring a little more comfort and ease into your body so that there is more spaciousness, that your window of capacity expands to be with the really hard stuff, right? To face the uncomfortable things from a place of comfort. I know it's sounding like really kind of contradictory, but bear with me. It's not that I think we need to shy away from challenges or confronting things about ourselves and the way the world works. Far from it. But I know for myself, I am much more able to do that if I have resourced myself through these like really simple things of comfort and joy and pleasure. And so whether that is getting an extra cushion, wearing clothes that feel comfortable to wear. I'm wearing jeans today, and I kind of wish I really like the way that they look, but like they're not that comfortable. They're a little constrained, right? Have that piece of cake, because all of the times that I deny myself those things, I am reinforcing these patterns of brutalization that live within me and live within the world. And say, oh no, I couldn't possibly have cake because I have to stay thin. But why? Why do I have to conform to those body expectations that are put on me? Like thin doesn't mean healthy. Thin just means thin. Um, so why not enjoy? I was saying I'm actually looking at, I've got cake. There is literal cake. What I want to be able to do is like really enjoy it, right? And to allow the guilt and the shame and all the rest of it that moves around, but to like really give myself the opportunity to enjoy it. And I was chatting to a client about this, about how they might work with this in their own practice. And they were saying, yeah, sometimes, I like to just kind of chill out with like some Netflix. I'm like, great. Like if that's the thing in the moment that feels like, yeah, oh, I could really just enjoy that. Like me, I'm watching a terrible, like I said, terrible as in just like trash show on Netflix at the moment. But I do it with a cup of tea and a Sudoku puzzle. I really enjoy it. It feels like a real respite from whatever else is going on in my world. So yes, I'm making the call for comfort, for cushions, for comfortable clothes, for cake, for Netflix, not to distract ourselves from the world and from what is ours to do in it. Oh, but so that I can be more resourced. Um, One of my very dear teachers, Rachel Blackman, and I were talking a while back around about my journey to get pregnant and bring life into this world. And I had just watched the movie Don't Look Up. And I was like, oh my God, I don't like, how do I even think about bringing a new life into this world that is so messed up and, by many metrics, only going to get worse. And she shared something with me that has really stuck. So that trauma, pain, the horrors in the world act as a deadening force. Like literally, people are dying, species are dying every day. Um, but deadening also in terms of like this numbing that happens. We're less connected to life performance. And she said, well, it seems to me that like one of the most powerful things we might do is bring more aliveness into the world in whatever way feels right for us. I'm not saying everybody needs to go out and have a baby. I'm definitely not for the great replacement theory. But yeah, I'd love for you to entertain. And again, this draws on Adrienne Marie Brown's work around pleasure activism, that our pleasure, our joy, our sheer aliveness is part of the rebellion. Not only does it resource us to stand up and take action, but it is also a powerful countervailing force to um, the destruction in the world. So yeah, I'd be really curious to hear how this lands for you. What are the ways that you allow yourself to seek comfort, joy, and pleasure? How does that feel? How does that resource you? Um, yeah. Do you disagree? I'd love to hear that too. I'm really open to these kind of thoughts are still emerging in me, so you can probably tell as I'm rambling. But yeah, I'd love to hear what this brings up. Let's chat. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope to see you here next time.